I'm a huge fan of Blue Period, and yet the anime doesn't hit me as much as the manga. So as any normal person does, I've sat there and thought about it for days, and I think I've come up with some decent answers to why the anime just kinda fails to replicate the same feeling as the manga. The biggest factor in all of this for me is probably the lack of urgency which is seen in the manga. In manga, all of these decisions that Yaguchi's making are made under pressure and quite quickly. The anime just feels far more laid back and there is no sense of urgency. There was one small detail that was missed in the anime for the most part. In the manga, there is a constant countdown for how long there is until the exams for the university. By the end of every chapter, we know how many days are left. The constant reminder of 200 days, 120 days, 20 days adds so much tension to the manga. We see Yaguchi struggle to improve quickly, and we're nervous for him. Whilst in the anime so far they're just having fun, and it's all rainbows and butterflies, it's also just a nice way to show the progression of time in a simple way. We get to have a point of reference to see how quickly Yaguchi is improving. We see that he learned this much in this amount of time, and it helps with the realism in a sense that stuff doesn't just click for him. He doesn't just get a power up. He takes time to learn things just like anyone else. But with this part missing, I do feel like the sense of urgency isn't there. And that was what originally hooked me into the manga. It was interesting since there was only so much time for someone brand new to art to get into a top university in Japan. That is an interesting premise to me, and that is kind of not there in the anime. But even with that missing, I do think the ratings for the anime might go up. There are interesting character subplots which will boost the ratings quite a bit, and some of these subplots might even be material for season 2 if that might end up becoming a thing. I'm only around chapter 40, 42 in the manga, and it might not sound like a lot, but these chapters are really long, and a lot of things change in that amount of time, and even some subplots that were there early on are still being explored. But one thing that the anime does do right is the hot teacher. There's only so many people that can hold my brush, if you know what I mean, and on that list is just your mom and the teacher from Blue Period. The thing is, like, I know I'm not tripping because I know my man Iroi, a big fan of her too. Like, motherfucker is so down bad for her, he had to make an entire video just to talk about her. To be fair, maybe I just need to make the same type of content to get to 1k subs. It worked out for him, so, you know, why not for me? Also, another thing that might boost the anime a little bit further up is the colourful cast of characters who range in personalities and the way they view art. I think there might be a lot of places where people will be able to relate to some of these characters. That's like one thing that's really hard to mess up with this series. Unless they skip over major character arcs or just don't include some of them at all, we should be like completely fine. So for all of us Blue Period fans, our only hope is in the characters and that the anime doesn't fuck them up. In conclusion, I think the Blue Period anime fails in creating the same sense of urgency and tension as the manga. There will be a few good moments here and there to do with the characters, but other than that, I'm really not sure how the anime adaptation will turn out in the end. Witch Bakuman, subscribe, and peace.